In the Life is funded in part by the H. Van Ameringen Foundation, Arcus Foundation, the estate of Richard W. Weiland, and by the annual support of In the Life members like you.
The lack of fair and accurate representations of LGBT people is arguably one of the leading causes of homophobia. One way to eradicate homophobia and raise awareness is with positive gay images, a strategy used to counter stereotypes and bring visibility to our community. Tonight on In the Life, documenting the people and the issues shaping the gay experience. Lesbian volunteers bring positive visibility and lend a helping hand to local communities while vacationing in the Caribbean. And rappers who use their words and image to change hearts and minds within the music industry. In November 2009, Sweet launched its first eco-friendly lesbian cruise. Companies like Sweet offer LGBT travelers a chance to make a difference to the local communities they visit. Whether it's cleaning up beaches or providing books and computers where they're needed, these Sweet volunteers, or Sweeties, are helping to do some good while on vacation.
Sweet is a lesbian travel company dedicated to changing the world while we're on vacation.
For years, we would go on these ships and get off and see poverty and beaches full of crap. Shannon and Jen thought about, let's still go on the ship, still do the vacation, still cruise, but when we get off, let's change something. The cruise is going to happen anyway. Women are going to go on vacation together. And we're adding the volunteerism on top of it. Bonus.
And I got a Spam can from Denmark. Buddha.
At the first port of call, Costa Maya, Mexico, 150 Sweeties picked up over 200 giant bags of garbage.
Mexico's coastline has the unfortunate happenstance of being in an ocean current that drags trash from all over the world and deposits it on Mexico's shores. 85% of this trash that we're going to pick up today was not generated in Mexico. 1, 2, 3, trash! You're not going to believe how much trash is out here. Okay. Seriously, it's going to break your heart.
Let's take care of it.
This is all like crazy dolphin choking material out here.
Don't break my heart, Shannon.
Okay,
it's not nice.
It's experiential education, right? When we were on that beach in Costa Maya that first day, and the women are, we're playing a game, collecting trash. Everybody can agree that it is really bad to be in paradise with a bunch of trash.
I feel like we're a bunch of lesbian hunters and gatherers.
Oh, that baby! Just in case, and somebody was probably really looking for this.
We found all kinds of stuff, and without me having to preach, I don't have to say anything. People are like, I want to be more mindful of my trash.
It was made fun. Yeah, we grabbed, some gloves and trash bag and picked up all this debris and got some stickers and some bug bites and all this kind of jazz. And, we're jumping in this awesome water and just the whole, we're all doing it together.
And what I really wanted to happen was for the guests to then come to me and say, we can do more, work us harder, do this, do that.
You spend most of your life taking away from the planet. And so now I'm proud as an African-American woman and being almost 50 to spend the second part of my life giving back.
Shannon and I had a series of conversations about, what we wanted to be when we grew up and what we wanted our lives to look like.
We don't have a bunch of money right now, so let's give our time. because time is really the greatest gift that you can give.
We are ambassadors when we go on these community service projects. We're bringing with us our really positive attitude and our belief that we can make a difference.
When I came to Belize in 2005, I came out to my Peace Corps staff. I asked them, is it okay and safe to come out as a lesbian in Belize? And they basically told me no, that it would be, in fact, I was informed that it might be to my best interest to tell people I was married and that my husband died. I have been here 4.5 years and I haven't met one out affirmed lesbian. This is the first announced lesbian cruise coming in since then. There have been others, but they don't announce and declare with the port that they're here. So there's press about your lesbian voluntarista status, and I think it's been very positive.
While in Belize, Sweet volunteers painted bright cartoon characters on the walls of a children's hospital ward. And across town, other Sweeties painted 3 children's classrooms, read stories to kids, and donated books to the school's library.
Thank you very much for being here, and I hope you enjoy your stay. I know it's not doing any tours or anything, but I'm sure you will leave Belize with a sense of great satisfaction.
The people who volunteer with us, they feel so good afterwards, and they have so much energy about it, and the thing that we've seen is that it creates a ripple effect throughout the rest of their lives. Like, that's my favorite part of coming home from our cruise, where we did 7 different community service projects, is hearing about the projects that have forked off of that. We had some guests organize a holiday party, and normally they do a gift exchange, and this year they did a bring a book to send to Belize, to build on the library that we created when we were there.
This one's going to be in your library too. You have such a big library.
I get to hear these stories every day of how this small project that we did, 2 to 4 hours, has led to something much bigger and much more impactful.
All right, glass is the next one. And if we find a bottle, we're supposed to try to look for the country it came from or the company and put it right here.
Here's a wooden product.
Where's that wood?
There's paint on it. And there is paint on it.
There's also plastic.
In November, we did a beach cleanup. We planted 25 mangrove trees in wetlands devastated by Hurricane Hugo. And we also refurbished a community park.
We are here today helping with the Rotary Club and some of the people that actually live here to do some projects for maintenance and improvements in the park.
I teach science, I teach high school environmental science, and it's very important to me that when I planned this vacation, that it was carbon neutral, and also that there was a chance to get out into the communities instead of being a big ship that just comes into port and is filled with consumers. I want it to be part of the producers and to help the individual communities that we came into, and this is the second project that I participated in.
I think I'm going to take back a much better sense of my vacation having been more than just personal indulgence.
We're going back to Cozumel in September, and they have a whole list of things that they want us to do while we're there. So we're there for a week this September, and we're going to build on those projects. We're going to do some more beach cleanup, and we're going to do some sea turtle habitat restoration, and we're also going to do a baby sea turtle release, and go out and see, we're going to go see if our mangroves are growing. We're going to go see, check out our community park.
We're at the e-learning center in Roatan, and we've donated a couple of computers, and those are getting set up.
2 computers go down.
Yeah.
One is under there, one is in my car. They died last week. Your timing couldn't be better to bring 2 computers, so we're really grateful.
The problem here is on our island we don't have enough schools for all the children. We have approximately 40,000 school-age children, and less than 25% actually go to school.
It's great when you can see a kid say, I learned to read this year, and I am glad that you were here to show me how to do it, and my mom and my father are proud of me.
The need is huge, and they need to be bilingual. It's in a Spanish country, but it's an English island. So there are all these wonderful facets of our life here. So the learning centers are English and Spanish. The Sweet group was coming to the island, and they wanted to volunteer. I mean, this was totally new. We've never had this, so we said, love it, yes, please, bring them. The kids, they'll remember the computers, but what they're going to remember is all these crazy gringos who came down and painted and cleaned up and fixed their school. That's huge for them.
We made a huge impact on the communities we visited. Like, for a day, every city we went to was totally abuzz with these lesbians are doing this really good thing, you know, and we represented, you know, not only lesbians, but also the United States in a way that was really, really remarkable. And that was exciting. It was neat to watch, like, the kids, you know, these girls who maybe have never seen so many expressions of gender diversity, you know, looking at, like, wow, she has short hair and tattoos, and she looks like a, you know, a sweet old grandma. And, like, I mean, we had such amazing diversity on this trip, and it was just really, really beautiful to see people going, I thought I knew what a lesbian was, but I don't.
Homophobia keeps countless entertainers in the closet, and hip-hop artists are especially challenged by gay stereotypes. Next, we hear from Shorty Roc and Kin, rappers who remain true to themselves and their work as out recording artists.
Shorty Roc, I'm about to rock your spot. He spits so hot.
It was all a dream. I used to read the Source magazine, wondering, will I ever do my thing? Puffin' mad trees right into the edge of my sheet. Let me show you how I came to life's illest MC. The Illmatic LP, around the rise of CDs, when Deceps and Low Lives were notorious teens. Before I grabbed the mic and put my life to beats, I was a young and rolling hard through them BK streets, from CA to NA, Parkside to Bed-Stuy, do or die. BK all day, I'm a ride. Ever since I knew, couldn't help, I like dudes. That's why since high school, only rode with fly dudes. I used to blame myself, try to change myself. Thinking back on it now, I was playing myself. They say when I die, I have to pay the price. That means I gotta go through hell twice. Yeah, don't hear me, Shorty Roc. Coming out for me was kind of like a process. I kind of knew what I had those feelings since I was maybe about 4 years old, that I knew that I kind of was attracted to dudes. And I come from a very big family and a lot of, you know, thugs and dudes in my family. So when I got a certain age, they kind of wasn't, you know, I had to show my manhood a lot. And that was how I always wanted to be. And I moved around a lot, so places where I went, I didn't want people to call me a faggot and stuff like that. So I kind of like wanted to keep my masculinity, but I kind of like knew that something wasn't right, you know, and I couldn't get rid of these things.
Y'all ready for this one? All right, so basically, us trying to get in the industry and get a record deal has been one of the hardest things that anybody could imagine. Not just being a hip-hop artist, but being a female artist and dressing the way we dress. We've gotten a lot of no's and a lot of doors slammed in our face. You know what it is, it's IQ. It's your girl Noor, and we're Kin, you know.
Here at the Lunar Lounge, you know what I mean, out here in BK, our hometown, New York City.
Williamsburg.
You know how we do.
You never heard me talk about the weather, how you been? I was just that smooth, I was getting it in. Please believe, Kin for life, you can holler at him. Or you can treat me like a stripper, throw a dollar at us. See, I ain't too proud, tell my music up louder. You ain't fresh, go take a shower. The power, and you see the shine again from my windows.
Coming out was pretty crazy for me. I basically came out when I was about 15, you know, to my mother, of course, because she was the only parent in the household. She didn't believe it at first, as most people don't. Even my own friends didn't believe it, you know. don't look over here. You know, one of our good friends that we both know, she didn't believe it. She was like, oh, you just want to be gay because everybody's gay, you know, it's a fad. I'm like, nah, you know, I got feelings for women. I always have since I was 5, from, you know, when I can remember.
Bikinis in my headbands just won't mix. And if I let them out, you'll be focused on my double D sit. But I just wanna spit and you just wanna hit. Your flows ain't legit, so quickly you box me in and label me with colors where the leprechaun's been. With that pot of gold, and the story goes that you saw me over there with who? Not you. So keep my name at your mouth, I won't at your house, and promise that I'll leave you alone. And you can hate and not to the beat of the song. Remember that it is what it is. You can scurry along, I'm gone.
I came out at about 14, between 14 and 15. I was kind of dating this girl, not really dating. She's like psycho, aggressive, weirdo. We never even did anything, but she like messed with my mind and stuff. So that's what happened. She kind of tried to like break up with me. I freaked out. I was all weirded out, but I didn't have enough. I wanted to kill myself, but I didn't really have the guts to do that. So I used it as a way to come out. So I kind of faked a suicide. I took a Motrin and I emptied out all my mother's prescription pills into the sink, and I made her think that I took them all, and I was hanging over the toilet, and my grandmother came home. She said, "What's wrong? Are you pregnant?" And I was like, "No." "You using drugs?" I was like, "No." And I showed her the note, and she was like, "Oh." And then she walked me outside and she said, you know, I love you no matter what. She called my mom. My mother flew home from off of business. They all sat me down and they said, you know, Tiff, since you want to blast out in it, nobody didn't think you weren't gay. I'm your mother. I've known you your whole life. You're not fooling anybody. And don't you ever dare try to take your life thinking that your family wouldn't support you. I'll kill you if you ever do that again.
It came to a point where I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna be myself and I'm just gonna be me. And I told my moms and she didn't really believe it, you know, but at the same time, I kind of like was living like a double life. And I would hang out with my straight friends and stuff, and then I would dip off and go hang out with my gay friends, go hit the clubs or whatever like that, until I got into my first relationship. And once I got into my first relationship, I would bring them around my family and friends, and you know, after a while, people started catching on, people started talking and stuff like that. When it really kind of like hit me is when my pops found out, and he found out because he went to my crib, and my dude at the time came home, and it just was obvious that we were living together. And my pops was kind of hurt and stuff like that, and he told my moms about it, and my moms told him that if you can't, you know, accept your son and respect your son, then don't be in his life. And my pops is still in my life. That's him right there. You know, he kind of like, it took him some time, but he started coming around. He never turned his back on me. And even now, when he found out about my music and stuff like that, he's happy for me. It's hip hop, you know, and that's what it all boils down to, from the beats to the hooks to the flows. And then a lot of people use hip hop to express their lives and stuff. And then that's where it comes down to my sexuality. It's a good thing. I don't think people ready for it, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna be me.
Unless the gay artist has something going on for them, some other platform, either they're successfully touring and have built up a fan base, they have a television platform like American Idol, or have some other way that they are already known and have a jumping off point, it's really, really difficult to break any artist, let alone a gay artist, where there might be some discomfort in some cases.
So in the beginning, I felt like, well, maybe we should, you know, quelch it, keep it quiet, because nobody's gonna accept our music if they know that we're LGBT or we're gay or we're lesbian. So in the beginning of our career, it was like, listen, do not call us gay rappers. Okay, I want you to hear the music, we put the records out, but as you grow up, don't forget we've been doing music since we're teenagers. And the type of person you are when you're a teenager, until you mature into an adult, you start to accept yourself, you look in the mirror, and I'm happy with who I am, so inherently it becomes a part of your music because that's a part of who you are.
Even artists who are quote unquote supposed to be straight, they're not supposed to tell their sexuality, and a lot of times rappers, not just rappers, but entertainers get dropped because of them expressing who they are. And I think that, like, for a gay artist like myself or anybody else, I think it really boils down to society and the media and the whole entertainment industry thinking that it'll work and that it's marketable, because it's all about money when it really boils down to it.
The homophobia in the hip-hop industry is really unfortunate, and it's almost emblematic of some of the negativity, whether it's towards women or towards cops or others. It's the machismo a little bit, and the mentality of some of the hip-hop community, though not all.
When I don't feel powerful comes from a lot of times when I go to shows and I don't get the response that I want, or it's real hard for me. Or if I go to a straight show and they have me on the card, and then a rapper gets up there and makes a lot of gay comments and stuff, and the crowd goes crazy, and then they end up not putting me on the show. So sometimes I go home and I get discouraged and stuff, and I'll be wanting to stop, but once I sit down and write it down and make a song out of it, it just brings me back to the stage again.
The bigger picture of what they see that faggot is equating to being soft, and why they equate a gay man to being soft. So that's the bigger social issues when I think about when I listen to Snoop Dogg, or when I listen to, say 50 Cent throws out, the fag word. What's more important to me is to hear what Ja Rule said, because he actually had intentions of going after the gay community.
I think that they're fronting, and I think that a lot of them, they get down, and they trying to protect that so they could keep their, they stardom working well for them, But the fact of the matter is that they probably got a brother that's gay, or uncle, maybe even a son, So, I think it's a front.
It's about social awareness. Everybody in the world, no matter you're a rapper, a priest, a doctor, you need to know about gay people, that it exists, that it's okay, that it's not a choice. It's so many things that need to be broken down that are not broken down. People have their perception. Everybody judges each other for a different reason or another. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the gay issues, people are gonna go based upon what the media puts out. Okay, when media puts a gay person, they gotta put the most craziest drag queen on TV. The one who got the makeup on, but it's not all gay people that's like that. Because probably some of their best friends that they're on tour with are gay and they just don't know. But because it's such an exclusive industry and it's unaccepted, it's like nobody talks about it.
I think there's still somewhat of a difference between the obstacles to success for a gay man or a lesbian. When you think about the straight male population and even the straight female population are more willing to embrace, and unfortunately there's that, oh wow, lesbians are hot to gay men, and women are not threatened per se by lesbian women, straight women that is. So it's been easier potentially for that to happen.
The industry is hard. That can deflate you. The industry is hard. Because just because we're happy with ourselves doesn't mean the suits that are up in the record labels, they're like, wait, you're not showing enough breast, you're not showing enough behind, you don't have this on, So we went through a phase where we were young and tomboys and, oh, why are you dressing like that? Oh, your music's great. We had a situation where we went to a record label, major record label, okay? And we sat down with them and they were knocking, they loved the music, looked over to us and said, we love this is hot, but guess what? You're not effable. I'm taking out the expletive. Okay, so he said, I can't sign you because I don't want to have sex with you. And we were 18 and we were crushed. We were crushed. Definitely. We were crushed. We went home, we put on tons of makeup, and we did a show that night, and then we went and we looked in the mirror and we were like, we can't do that. We have a song called I Am. Basically, that's the anthem for anybody in the world who wants to put out the message that I'm me. I love me, and regardless of what you think or how you feel about that, that's too bad for you, because I'm gonna do me regardless. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics are basically talking about our struggle, what we go through in the game, and the things that the industry makes cookie cut. Like, they want a certain look, they want a certain way about people, and to me, that's not art. So we're basically just challenging people to think past what they see and go deeper.
This is the anthem, so put up your hands, son. Listen, I am what I am. I don't care if you feel me, cause this here is real beat. Listen, I am what I am. You don't really know what you dealing with. Hey, you don't really know what you dealing with. Hey, you don't really know what you dealing with. Hey, You don't really know what you dealing with.
Hey, yo, I am what I am.
Thank you for watching In the Life. To learn more about the issues in tonight's stories and how they affect you, visit our website at inthelifetv.org. You can also watch extended interviews, sign up for monthly air date alerts, and download past episodes 24/7.
I got a Spam can from Denmark.
It's a baby doll leg. See?
You wake up in the morning one day.
Taylor. Okay, somebody was probably really looking for this.
In the Life is funded in part by the H. Van Ameringen Foundation, Arcus Foundation, the estate of Richard W. Weiland, and by the annual support of In the Life members like you.